Education is not just about me learning, it's about me contributing. And also understanding that we are called to be people who engage in redemptive restoration. It's important for us at SPH, for all of our students, to be involved in mission and in service, in action, from the youngest age to our oldest students. And one of the centerpieces of that project is that once a year we take our students to various places in Jakarta and around Indonesia and even to other countries, where we guide them through the process of seeing how their talents, their effort can be a huge blessing to other people. Education is not just about me learning, it's about me contributing. And also understanding that we are called to be people who engage in redemptive restoration.
Even though my time was short here in Bantar Gebang, it did not take away from my experience in here. As we reached the outskirts of Bantar Gebang, I was very shocked to see your expectations of Bantar Gebang are all true, that it's one of the biggest dumps in Asia, perhaps even the world. Personally, I learned that the most important thing is for us to appreciate what we have. We have many things that these people don't, such as basic needs, water, food, and a secure shelter. From this experience, I learned to appreciate what I have. It's not easy to get out of my comfort zone and to teach people out here, to get from a 2-hour drive from my house and to go to this place to teach in Bantar Gebang. But it was all worth it from my experience and from what I learned here.
Entity, especially with SPH, we are very, very thankful for the many groups that have been interacting with us. We are truly grateful to people like Rebecca, Matt Mann, and so many others that are able to work with the refugee children. I know that one of the primary goals of SPH is godly character, and to have and to give opportunities for the children to grow and develop in godliness and so on. So to minister to others and to follow in the footsteps of Christ is something that SPH encourages. So we are able to provide a forum for SPH children to experience, to have the opportunity to develop their character by serving others.
This year we proceeded with 4 MSL options. We had 2 for Jakarta. One was new, which focused on the Refugee Ministry, and we also continued with Nias, and we had a brand new MSL which was for Papua. Actually, the Papua MSL, the vision was a long time in the making. It was Ibu Eileen's vision 3 years ago to have a school MSL to Papua. So it was fantastic that we proceeded with that particular MSL option, where we took 6 students to Sintani and Doboto. So it was a wonderful experience for that particular MSL option, and also for the local as well as Nias. I know that our students really gained a lot from each of their different experiences.
My experience at Papua was very interesting because it was an experience that can't be replicated. You can't really find this experience in Papua anywhere else. We were given options when we were asked to go to MSL. There were times where I actually thought maybe it was easier to just go to Jakarta A or Jakarta B because it would be easier for me academically because I would be able to stay at home and do work. However, I would definitely not take back my decision of going to Papua because I was able to have such a new experience and such a new insight, such a good insight on life now, because I feel like I have it all, especially after going to Daboto and seeing what little they have and how much they're able to achieve with what little they have. It just shows me on how capable I am actually able to achieve, or how we're actually not different as people. For example, in Daboto, I think I definitely differentiated myself from them. I thought that I would be much smarter than them, or I was going to be much more mature. However, the people in Daboto were actually very mature themselves, and they were actually very, very smart, especially when I was teaching them in mathematics. They were able to learn quite quickly on the topics that we were teaching them, and it just shows that there's really no difference between us and them. We're both people, and we both have, and in groups between people in Karawaci and people in Daboto, there are going to be people there's going to be a variety of people. There are going to be people that are good at math, there are going to be people that are good at arts, and that's what I definitely saw when I was in Daboto.
Saya ada makanan favorit, dan kalian juga pasti ada makanan favorit yang kamu makan setiap hari atau sangat suka. Jadi saya akan gambar dan kalian juga bisa gambar apa yang makanan.
To quote Ibu Eileen, before we left for Papua, she gave us, the Papua students going there, she gave us a message, and I think it stuck in all of our hearts the whole time we were there, because we couldn't help but remember it. Just the fact that we were chosen, and why were we chosen? We don't really know why we were chosen, but God chose us, not because we are the most wealthy, because we aren't the smartest. We also don't have the best experiences or the best opportunities in life. We aren't that special, and yet God chose us to be the 6 students who were able to go to Papua and experience that. And I think we were also moved by that message, because it made us think, why are we going here? And what does God have in store for us that is going to come out of this fruitful trip? So I was very impacted personally, and especially being there, experiencing their love first and foremost, and also the work that Christ is doing in their hearts that was so visible, from the way they act and the way they talk and their smiles on their faces, because we couldn't understand their language, but it didn't matter because we could still see the love of God and how it impacted their lives.
When we met for the last time before coming back to Jakarta, Pat Ricky and I knew that our students' lives would never be the same again. They spoke about being changed for the better. Nothing more satisfying to see that a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity being used to further God's kingdom. We talk about being a blessing to the communities and learning and growing and developing skills in all sorts of areas. That was something that was woven from the beginning. We know that God was at work and will continue to be at work. This was a historic MSL, and I do pray that it will continue in years to come.